Traders, before we jump into today's recap, remember that day trading, like any other business here in the States, is risky. Remember that a lot of people out there are struggling, a lot of people are having a hard time. Do not go off of these success stories that you've been hearing around the place. If this person doing that on AMC and GameStop and that, trading is risky and you should treat it as a business. All right, take it slow. You can reduce your exposure to the markets by trading in a simulator. Besides a simulator, you can use risk money that if you lose it all, it does not affect your life. All right, remember that day trading is risky. Remember that I do not invest money for my subscribers. I will never ask you guys to send me money. I will never ask you to send me money at all using any weird, platforms, PayPal, Venmo, none of that stuff. I will never ask you guys to send me money. So be careful out there. A lot of fake accounts, a lot of spammers. I'll never ask you to contact me using WhatsApp or Telegram. Okay? I do not do mirror trading, options trading, all these craziness that these people are coming up with. Bitcoin. All right? Watch out, stay safe, and protect yourself always. All right? So let's jump into the recap. And remember, guys, to watch until the end. We do have some archives today showing you guys some of the bigger losses that I had. So stay tuned, watch till the end. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Relentless recap. As you guys are tuning in, hit that thumbs up if you're a new viewer. Consider subscribing to our beautiful channel as you watch throughout the video. Today, we are down. We're red on the day. Today, $949.82. And it's a little disappointing because we had two great stocks today. In fact, three really. Stock VFS, BRSH, and MULN. Ladies and gentlemen, today was a day that a trader like myself, I believe, should have been green. I will say it no other way. There's no excuse. You got to say it how it is. And, you got to look forward to the opportunity of doing better next time. So let's talk about what we could have done differently, how we could have managed risk a little bit better, and how we could have, kept ourselves going to have that better performance. So let's start off with stock VFS. This one I was up 440 at my highs. I traded it after the live stream over here on this move back up. Small opportunities as we pushed up over VWAP, ended up holding up above the level and having a bit of a messy wedge, but it did end up pulling through and pushing higher. Gave back a little bit in this range, a little choppy. So made money on the way up right here. Got chopped around as we had this range. Didn't do a good job buying low, holding long enough, and ended up pushing up. So, all in all, VFS, this was a lovely stock, guys. For those of you who, and it comes down to preference, because earlier when we had the better move, I chose to watch VRSH. And, I missed it. This thing ended up going from a low of 37 to a high of 57. $20 a share. It doesn't get any better than this for momentum. And, I chose to trade the cheaper price range. But in terms of entries that I could have potentially had, a small red to green here as we make the new high. This looked good. This ended up curling up nicely here. Even if you're making 50 cents, $1 a share, whatever it might have been, let's see, from 39.10 to a high of 43. I mean, there's $4 a share. If you're making 50 cents to $1, $1.50, $2, anything in this area here for this breakout would have been great. From there, we get a bigger wedge, and it comes down to letting it price in that low, trying to get a good entry versus the lows, selling a little higher, and then capturing the breakout trade over here for the bigger move. Because I don't usually hold the 1 minute pullbacks this long. I'd be out for the pop, and maybe we get a repeat. If not, can we get the breakout trade as we start to squeeze right here? And look at this, man, from 42.80 and over high of day, which at the time was at 44.36, all the way to 47, man. So from 44 to 47, if you could have anticipated the move and being earlier, even that much better. 3-bar play, potential entries here, and then potential entries at the highs of the candle as well. I mean, and then again, this was just lovely. This was lovely. I think that area there was the best area. It came up a little bit choppy here, pushed up higher, and things got a little dicey with these topping wicks, but it ended up holding up its levels and still going. And that was from lows around 50 to a high of 56. I wonder if I would have traded this stock instead, how well the day could have been. Or would I have still been red? I don't know. I don't like to think so. I would like to think I would have been nicely green here. So that was VFS again, the early morning move, and then a bit of a late morning or late afternoon, bounce. I mean, look at this area here compared to what we had earlier in the morning. I mean, there's no comparison really. So I was trading, what was left of it. So, grateful to still make 138. Again, a high of 440. I got a little too aggressive, expecting the continuation. At this point, I was thinking this thing wanted to retest high of day. So I was going to go for it, but we stalled out. Moving on. Let's see. ELIQ, we're down $90 here. We'll come back to this one. Let's talk about BRSH first. So BRSH was the main stock that I was watching into the open, and I thought this one might have been good early, and it was. But it was, so volatile, man. Usually I do my best when stocks are going right up like this, but this one, the price action, a little funny, very, very sporadic and aggressive as it went higher. So was not, I was not seeing the entries I would usually see, and as a result, I missed out on the move up all the way up until like the break of 4. From there, we started pulling back, and it was a matter of, hey, can we be in low enough to where we can capture these lows and then get new highs? I ended up being in and not getting to capitalize properly because we had this bigger wick down, so it flushed down and then curled back up, and I did not expect the continuation that we had on the move up. And so when it started to curl, it bounced well, but it wasn't very aggressive. It took the entire minute really to get going, and when it did, I started telling myself, uh-oh, this thing might be trapping short sellers and might be giving a huge move. So this is where we're going to look at some of the archives here. I'm going to take my webcam off for the time being. That way we can see the screen. So break of 4, I'm going to attempt to trade here. So it gets up to 4, doesn't quite go. And right now, I'm watching. So I try right there, get a good fill. It doesn't go. So I'm going to take it off right there, scratch. And I'm watching, I'm waiting. I should have been in at that level there around 90, didn't take it. But right here, we get to 01. It doesn't quite go. And I'm going to say, you know what? I still like it. I'm going to try and buy right here. Look at this order, guys. So between 99 and 02, I decide I need to go long because I think it's going to rip to 410, 415, maybe 420. I buy. And I'm not getting the best fills. Well, actually no, this is not bad. This is a good fill. This is a good fill. I'm mistaking this trade with something else, but this is a good fill. Nice entry. I'm trying to sell up there, at 11, 12, 13, but it immediately pulls back down on the bids. So I don't get the best fill. This ends up being a 1 cent winner, essentially 2 cent winner. Not good. So I get back in again at 9. And my aim here was to buy at 5. I'm in a little higher. And this time, can we push through 15 for that high of 20, 25, 30? Like I'm thinking we can potentially do. There's 30. Great move. I'm going to sell. And right here, I'm thinking it's going to continue. So I'm assuming I'm going to get filled at 30, 35 as we're going to try and push 40. But immediately the bids drop down. And so, there's 16 by 23, there's 20 by 23, and then 27 by 30. I'm not going to get a great fill in there. And, instead of potentially making about 590 on this trade, I'm only going to make, I was already green 89. So I only made $200 there. And we're back down at 406. And right here, my eyes started lighting up thinking, this thing is about to dip and then rip. So test the 4 again, and then surge right back to 25.30 and maybe a new high. So I'm going to get aggressive here. And this is where I'm going to lose $1,000 in the blink of an eye. Long, 5,000. And boom, immediately there's 90. I'm like, I got to start getting out. Selling at 90 and at 80 on the bids and getting obliterated for a big loss, guys. Big loss right there. You know, minus 888, and you know, it piles on. I was green before the trade, 200. So, you know, essentially a 1K loss, guys. Just like that. From hero to zero to red. But, you know, I felt like, you know, under the circumstances, that was okay. I went for it. It did not work out. This is the trade that I would take every day, watching for the bounce back, but that's all right. And, you know, what I think was an issue for me at this point was being a little too pessimistic in my point of view on what the day would have to offer. At the, you know, regardless of what the trend has been the last few days, this is the stock market, where the market can be irrational at times. It doesn't really conform to the normal, you know, way that things should work. And the trend has been, hey, there's one good stock, after that, that's it, nothing else left. And at this time, VFS, I think I'm going to pull it up here pretty soon. VFS was moving, right? I'm going to pull it over eventually. VFS, okay, there we go. VFS was moving at that time, and it's like, man, I'm trading this one, I missed the other one. What are the odds that there's 3 stocks here today? You know, again, the last few weeks, it's just been one stock, and that's it, one and done. So I'm not, you know, I'm kind of already at the point where I'm like, okay, maybe I'm gonna just throw in. I'm thinking, let's take it slow, let's size down, you know, just take it easy, and that's probably gonna do it for the day. And I do myself a huge disservice by not being aggressive on this stock, ELIQ. I noticed so early. I actually hovered over here to check the low, which was at 05, or at least I'm seeing it on screen at 05. And I'm like, yeah, okay, this is exactly where I want to watch. Or I think I checked the high over here actually, which I believe was 02. And I'm like, okay, I'll watch there for a pullback. But then, you know, again, it's this part of my brain thinking, man, the momentum is done. What are you kidding yourself? You know? But that's a very unfair thing to do to myself and to the market, knowing that things can change and keep going on a dime, you know? We can continue to see strength. So right here, I don't even pay attention to the pullback, which happens to be lovely, right? We had a low of 5 and a high of 2 on the last area, right? The low of this first candle here was 5. The high of this area was 02. This is the perfect place to be buying this, and VWAP is also at 02. Perfect place to be buying. I don't even pay any mind. And I think this was a pivotal moment for me, and potentially coming back green on the day. Even if I had just took 1,500 shares in there to watch to see if the 1-minute candle would make the new high, which it's going to right here 30 seconds later. This is a game changer for how I can approach this stock with confidence, because for me, it's a matter of connecting and being in tune, entwined. And when I connect nicely on the pullback trades, there's nothing like that feeling of being in control, and then the confidence to size and just go aggressive for the trades that are to come is there. As a result, I missed all of that. And again, it's not just the green, but more so the mental side of it. And I'm left out to dry, you know, trying to scalp the highs, not being in tandem with the stock, man. And so as a result, you know, I'm back and forth. You know, we're getting halted up. I'm just not aggressive in this move, and I miss out all the great trades, you know. So very, very, very poor performance here on ELIQ. I think if I go back in time, give myself 2 slaps and say focus, that I finished the day green just on this stock because it had the opportunity and the potential if you're confident, firm, and connecting on the trades you're supposed to. You know, and you know I'm not doing a good job when we went from '06 to 78 and I only traded 12,000 shares. That's all we need to see there to know I just was not being aggressive. I was not pushing it like I should have been to, do well. So there's the archive. You know, in other news, we had MULN, which I unfortunately missed out all this. I missed out, I think, this entire move up, I want to say. And I started watching at it during the consolidation. Let's double check. Maybe we need a refresh. Let's just click on something else and come back. MULN. Yeah, I missed this entire move. You know what happened? I stepped away to take a break to then come back, kind of reset my mind. But if I saw this one inching up a little bit earlier, I would have stuck around, but missed it. I think I could have done my best in this area here. From this new high, pushing right here, this could have resulted in at least, maybe 1K, man, because let's see. Let's say 500, 76 to, nah, I mean 76 to 94, maybe 1K, like 1K, man. I was more green too. I gave back on one of these candles here. I think I was up to 240 and I took a big loss at the end. But right here, man, this is what I need for some good gains. So, today is the day where I ended red. Despite having the big loss, I think we should have ended green. If, again, on the other stock, we're more aggressive, or if we're here to see this and also be aggressive, right? So, got to do a better job tomorrow. Can't just rule out the day. It's just too unfair to do it to the market, to myself. Just got to keep watching on, and if something comes, just give it the full undivided attention. A little too much ranting, right? So yeah, we'll see how it goes tomorrow, right? Looking forward to another beautiful day. So with that being said, be sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, stay safe, stay green, guys. Remember that trading itself, and I forgot my webcam was off, is risky. All right, hit that thumbs up, subscribe it tomorrow again at 9:15 a.m.